guys, here in a nutshell with me, Ina, ang pag-uusapan natin, OINP or yung Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program. Yan yung PNP sa Ontario. So, na-hit na raw pala ng Ontario ang kanilang full allocation, federal allocation for the year 2024. Ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon. Sino ang na-prioritize? Okay, anong category, professions ang na-prioritize last year? And knowing these things, ito rin kaya ang aasahan natin for 2025 or not? Okay, anyway, sige, pasok na natin ang ating suking si Dayanara M. Puerto Bantigue. Ano ba yan? Wala ang aking background. Hello, Dayanara!
Hi po! Hello! Hi, everybody!
If our viewers haven't noticed, si Dayanara din ang lagi kong kinakausap sa bawat update sa OINP dahil wala lang, alam na alam niya ang mga kaganapan dito sa aming probinsya. Okay?
Yes, it's my favorite because I live here. So there's also that.
Correct. Okay. Dayanara's contact information is down there. Shoot her an email if you have other questions. Pero bago tayo magsimula ng ating discussion, just a quick shout out. Okay, kinuwento ko na to kay Dayanara kanina. Yesterday, I was in Niagara Falls. Okay, ang dami natin nakita mga kababayan nating workers doon sa mismong nagpapa-boat tour sa Maid of the Mist, kung tawagin.
Wow.
May isang lumapit sa akin. Akalain nyo, hinahanap sa akin si Dayanara. Sabi niya, hoy, nanonood daw siya ng vlog, ano daw ginagawa ka doon, ganito, ganyan. Sabi niya, kasama mo ba si Dayanara? Tsaka si Jansen. Shout out kay Lou Jansen.
Hi, Sir Lou.
Sabi ko, naku, wala. So sabi niya, batiin naman daw natin siya. Yan, si Ate
Hi, Ma'am Luz.
Luz Tongko. Alam mo, she has an interesting story. She was, she looked very cheerful while doing her job there. Talking to the guests, sabi niya, alam mo, 70 years old na ako, pero nagtatrabaho. Kumakayod pa rin ako dito. But she says she's
look
happy.
like it. She looks so young.
I know, di ba? Mukhang bagets na bagets. Sabi niya, pero okay lang, ganito-ganito lang naman ang ginagawa, so why not? And she's very fit and again, parang happily engaging with the customers there. So hi, Miss Luz Tongko dyan sa Niagara Falls.
Hello po.
Yan, pinati na kita. Sige.
So hopefully makita po namin kayo. Sabihin ko sa asawa ko, kailangan natin pumunta sa Niagara para makita natin si Ma'am Luz.
Okay. Sige, puntahan na natin tong OINP. So I told Dayanara, wow, ano pala, no? So na-hit na yung full allocation ng OINP for the year 2024. So there were 21,500 slots pala. I'm surprised hindi pala siya na-meet ng within the year, no? Or closing the end of the year ng 2024.
No, it's not. It's because, to give people a little bit of a preview, depende sa kung anong stream ka dadaan, you will get an invitation. So, depende. Kung sandun ka sa employer job offers team, so you will get an invitation and email. Or kung dun ka sa express entry stream, dun ka makakakuha ng invitation usually sa express entry profile mo. So, you need time. You will usually be given a certain number of days. 14 days, around ganyan. Para makumpleto mo yung mga dokumento na kailangan for the nomination. So, after 14 days, kailangan maipasa mo siya. And then it takes months. It takes a long time. Bago dumating yung nomination certificate, na usually ay may kasamang job offer, like work permit support letter para makapag-apply ka ng work permit kung malapit nang mapaso yung work permit mo. Yung nomination certificate na yon will be used either to add 600 points to your score sa express entry or to allow you to apply for PR through the non-express entry route. So, yung non-express entry route, that has a time frame of 19 to 24 months. Na pag-apply. Kaya nga siya may kasamang work permit support letter para may status ka habang naghihintay ka ng PR mo. Yun namang express entry, medyo mas mabilis yun. About a few months, dumarating na yung PR. 4 to 6 months, ganyan. Kung talagang, efficient naman siya, wala namang problema. But it takes a while. So, meron din naman po kasing mga cases na na-invite siya So I have a client na ganyan, na-invite siya nung June 3rd, pero biglang umatras yung employer. Sabi, hindi kita mabibigyan ng full-time work. Hindi kita mabibigyan ng at least 30 hours a week. So hindi siya nakapag-apply. She missed yung 14 days na allocated na time para makapagpasa siya. So may mga ganong pagkakataon.
Pag ganun, papalitan ng iba, di ba? Yung
Na ganun,
slot niya.
matitira yung slot. So sa kanila ngayon, pwedeng i-allot yon sa kasi ngayong taon, 2025, wala pa po tayong ibang draw other than foreign worker in demand saka international student. Yung tatlo pa lang na yon ang nagkakaroon ng yung PhD wala, yung master's graduate wala pa, yung wala pang trade stream draw, wala pang human capital priorities draw. So pwede nila ngayon i-allot yon sa ibang mga streams na meron sila to invite those
Okay. Parang carry over pala ang pwedeng mangyari.
Pwede nila i-carry over yon. So they can issue a nomination by the end of by December, and then give the person time to apply, and then probably provide them with their nomination certificate like 6 months later. Kaya ngayon, July pa lang sila makakapagsabi na, okay, ubos na kami, na-issue na namin yung 21,500 nominations na yon.
Yeah, okay. So ito na, Dayanara, himayin natin, no, as much as we can, yung naging draws nitong 2024. Actually, sige, papakita ko sa inyo guys. If you wanna check it out yourself, kasi meron naman pong update, no, sa mismong OINP
Yes,
website.
this is public information, so you can just go to the OINP website.
Dito, yan, no, 2025 Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program updates. Yes, 2025 ang nakasulat dyan, pero ang latest kasi nila nakasulat nga dito. Yan, 2024 OINP results. Ito yun, no. The program reached its full federal allocation of 21,500 by December 2024. Tapos nasa baba yung parang allocation nila for the different streams.
Yes po.
Right? Okay. So anong magiging takeaway natin dito, Dayanara? Kasi I'm seeing, ano ba marami? Teka.
Pinakamarami silang binigay for express entry, so they allotted more than 10,000 slots, so mahigit kalahati. Ang inalat, or halos kalahati ang inalat nila for express entry. So skilled trades, human capital priorities, and express entry French speaking skilled worker. Ito yung may French proficiency. So we can see na priority pa rin po nila ngayon are those with those that belong to the express entry stream. So yun pa rin ang priority nila. However, they did provide, around 6,000, mga nasa ganyan, 6,000, 7,000 slots for those that have employer support. So, foreign workers. Ang pinaka nakakalungkot is konti yung nasa in-demand. So yung nasa in-demand is around 408, which is sad kasi in-demand is probably the one stream na pinakamaraming mga nag-a-apply kasi ito yung mga trabaho na kumbaga, hindi ganun kahirap applyan. Kasi ito yung mga trabaho sa labor, ito yung trabaho sa manufacturing. So, I mean, it's quite sad that it's just 408 that they issued. But hopefully this year, kasi this year they did some draws ng OINP in-demand scale. So, hopefully, mas madami tayo this year compared to last year.
Actually, it is surprising, Kasi tinan mo, i-compare mo dun sa international student stream, more than 3,000. Foreign workers, OFWs, more than 2,000, almost 3. Demand skill streams, 408. It's surprising because, in a way, binibenta yan, on media, on social media, yung mga ng IRCC na get a job that is in demand. Diba? And yet, ang konti pala nung dinro nila.
Nang inallot nila for this year. And there were only 2 draws in 2024. Only 2. The cutoff score was 34 and 36. So, it's really difficult. Getting into the in-demand skill stream is really difficult. Tapos, this year, if you notice, this June, nung nag-draw sila, they didn't even do like occupation-based draw. They didn't even do like a stream-based draw. Usually, pag nag-a-announce sila ng draw, base yan sa kung ano yung stream. So, employer, job offer, foreign workers, stream, draw, cut-off is 52. And these are the occupations that we invited. Usually, ganon. This year is quite special because when they did their draws in June, It's not based on the stream, it's not based on the job, it's based on location. So that's what changed. That is
Alright.
what has changed this year. This year, their draws are location-based more than occupation-based. So, yung nakikita po natin dito sa baba na mga occupations. So, yung healthcare occupations, technology occupations, yung parang 15% of nominations were made to healthcare workers, 30% were made to technology-related occupations. It's not the same case this year. It has
Yan.
severely changed. And understand na last year, nag-draw lang sila ng technology-related occupations in the beginning of the year. So yung 30% na to, ibinigay na nila early in 2024. And then
Oo.
hindi na sila masyadong nag-draw towards the end.
I see. Actually, marami nagtatanong, well, there are a few already who sent me private messages asking about ang tech daw sa OINP. So baka kapag makita nila to, oy, 30% ang binigay ng 2024, ano? Baka may chance
May pag-asa pa
for
kami.
2025. Oo.
I mean, I'm not going to say miss na wala. I'm never going to say na walang pag-asa. It's just that if you look at the trend in providing nominations, kahit sa express entry, ang dami nilang tinanggal na mga technology-related occupations dun sa category-based selection. Wala nang software engineers doon, software developers, all of those were removed. It's as if IRCC and Canada itself is veering away from technology-related occupations when it comes to providing PRs and more for those who are in healthcare, agriculture, those who are especially in healthcare. Yeah.
Oh, I have just one clarification, Dayanara.
Apo.
Kasi nga, pinag-usapan natin na itong in-demand skill streams na employer job offer. Yan, 408 lang ang kinuha, no? Anong
Apo.
difference nito sa mga pumapasok sa skilled trades sa express entry? I mean,
Okay.
the eligibility, kumbaga.
Okay. So, OINP and demand skill stream are for those who are under tier 4 and tier 5. Okay, under tier 4 and tier 5. So, yung mga manufacturers in labor, in food processing, in wood, ganyan. So, tier 4 and tier 5. So, because their NOCs are tier 4 and tier 5, hindi sila pwedeng pumasok sa express entry.
I see. Okay.
That's
okay.
it. So, yung mga nasa express entry skilled trades, those are specific NOCs that begin with usually 7. Ganyan, 7. Kasi yun yung skilled trades. If you're a skilled trades person, your NOC would usually begin with 7. And then, ang next digit is either 0, 1, 2, or 3. Kasi yun lang ang pwede. Sa express entry, pwede ka lang pumasok kapag ang NOC mo is tier 0 to 3. NOC can usually be found, like the tier code can usually be found in the second digit, dun sa 5. So, for example, 73201. 73201, if I'm not mistaken, is the NOC for a building supervisor. Yung mga nagre-repair sa mga building, yung mga nagre-repair sa mga mall, kapag may aalis na tenant, yung ganyan. Their NOC is 73201. So, dahil 3, yung second digit, that's under tier 3, pasok yun sa express entry skilled trade stream.
All right. Okay.
But
So,
what they will do is they will still set a score. So, for example, may express entry profile ka, tatanungin ka doon, do you wish to stay in Ontario, BC, ganyan? Usually, what I do with clients is I click them all. So, I would say all provinces. Wala kang hindi gusto. So, your profile can be sent to all of these provinces or they can see yung profile mo, any of these provinces and territories. So, Ontario has access to that. So, nakikita sino yung mga nagde-declare for Ontario na may ganitong score. So, let's say nag-set sila na we will be sending invitations to those with minimum score of 405 to 450. So, bibilangin nila yun yung papadala nila ng invitation. Pero, subject pa yon to nomination approval. Hindi pa yon agad-agad sabihin pag pinadalhan ka o diretso ka na, apply ka na ng permanent residence. Hindi ganon. So you will still have to apply for nomination and then the nomination will be approved kung okay lahat ng dokumento mo. And then 600 points will be added to your score, allowing you to get invited kapag ka nagkaroon ng provincial nomination draw.
Yan, okay. Alam mo, mas nalungkot ako dun sa binanggit mo na usually pala itong tier 4 and 5, itong employer job offer na in-demand skills stream.
Sila yung pinakamadami, miss.
O yun na nga, nalulungkot.
And quite honestly, isa sila sa industry na pinakakailangan kasi nasa manufacturing sector sila, nasa food processing sector sila, beverage processing, nagpo-process ng mga gamot. I mean, quite honestly, this was the job of my husband that allowed us to apply for PR. And then,
Yeah, oo, no.
my husband was working as a poultry preparer sa isang food processing facility dito sa London.
Mhm.
And I know workers there. Like,
Yeah.
personally know a lot of workers there na yun ang hinihintay nila. In demand ang hinihintay nila. And if we can see na medyo mababa yung allocation, then that may cause them to, okay, baka dapat tingnan natin na kung ngayong taon pala, location-based, baka dapat lumipat na ako talaga.
Oo
Okay.
nga, okay. I think that's what I wanna discuss next. Sige, meron pa tayo ng mga time, ano.
Opo.
Yun na nga, so 408, ito yung mga, I know, ito yung mga, let's be real and frank, ito yung medyo nanganganib na mawalan ng status because their jobs, perhaps their contracts are not being renewed. I think mas marami sila in this category.
Yes.
Itong
Apo.
tier 4 and 5. So let's say, nakita nila na madidishearten itong mga to. Naka 408 lang pala. Ang liit kumpara dun, kung ilalagay mo dun sa context of more than 21,000. So what do
Apo.
they do? Let's say they were banking on this stream. What do you advise mga tier 4, 5?
Well, consult as soon as you can so that you can explore options. That's number one. Number two, see kung may pagkakataon na makapag-apply sa ibang lugar. For example, OINP obviously prioritizes Northern Ontario. Northern Ontario, Eastern Ontario. If you can
Okay.
like go from, let's say nakatira ka sa London, ang trabaho mo is ganito, and nakita mo na priority yan sa Timmins, same job, same skill, then see kung makakalipat ka. Because if you move to Timmins, not only will you be increasing your OINP chance, you're also exploring RCIP as an additional option for PR. That for me is good. Kesa nandito ka sa London, sa Windsor, sa GTA. I mean, meron tayong mga kababayan na ayaw umalis sa GTA or talagang intense sila, hindi dito lang tayo. Or may mga kababayan tayo na ayaw paalisin ng mga kamag-anak sa Toronto, ganyan. Essentially, you will be losing time. Kung magpapatuloy yung nilalabas ng OINP na, ay hindi, ang priority namin itong mga lugar na to. Like ko sinasabi sa mga kliyente ko, you have to look at it logically. If they draw, parang kung sakaling mawala ng tao sa isang certain area sa GTA, meron at merong papalit kasi madaming tao dun eh. Kaya hindi ganun sila ka-worried, I think. Hindi sila ganun ka-worried na maubusan kami ng workers sa GTA. Pero yung mga nasa Northern Ontario, yung mga industries, companies, mas kailangan nila ng workers na magsistay doon sa lugar na yon, kaya pinapriority sila para tumakbo yung ekonomiya ng mga maliliit na lugar na ito. And that's where you should be. That's strategically is where you should be. If you're looking to increase your options for permanent residence.
Okay, but guys, again, there are no guarantees. This is just, mga advice ni Dayanara. It will still depend, case-to-case basis po yan.
Yes. Yes. Now, the advantage of, for example, meron ka ng immigration consultant. Kapag consult ka na, ang advantage is, bigla ka nakalipat, bigla ka nagka-opportunity, kailangan mo na mag-apply ng PR. So at least meron nang tutulong sa'yo. Kesa yung time na lumipat ka, tapos naguluhan ka, saka ka palang maghahanap, medyo mahirap yon. So as soon as you can, especially if alam ninyo na hindi nyo kayang i-navigate yung process on your own, try to find help. There's really nothing wrong with that. Okay? But if you want to do this on your own, make sure that you're deep into research.
Yeah. Okay. Tsaka again, stress ulit natin, Dayanara, yung inaasahan na in 2025, the draws are gonna be primarily based by location. Diba?
If you base it on what happened, diba?
Ngayon, okay. Sige, can you explain? Ito yung observation to ni Dayanara, of what could happen in 2025.
Yes. So, for example, June 3rd, 2025, they issued 334 invitations to Eastern Ontario. So, ano to? Ottawa, Kingston, ganyan, yung area sa eastern part, yan. Papuntang Montreal. Yung mga dadaanan mo pagka papunta ka ng Montreal. So, yun yung priority nila. Siguro kasi wala masyadong tao rin doon. Hindi ganun kalaki yung population ng mga lugar. And then also on June 3rd, they issued 973 invitations to candidates in Northern Ontario. Ang requirement lang is you must be in Canada, your employer should be in Northern Ontario, and you must have a bachelor's degree or higher. They didn't even specify the jobs. Yung isa pa, they issued 843 invitations to those who are under Red D. So I don't know if you remember yung discussion natin with Red D. Red D pertains to 4 partnering communities: Lanark, Leeds and Grenville, Sarnia, and Thunder Bay. Yung Thunder Bay, bukod sa kasama siya sa READY, kasama siya sa OINP Northern Ontario DRO, kasama rin siya sa RCIP. So, there are areas na obviously priority nila.
Okay, Thunder Bay yan Thunder Bay. O, sige.
Thunder Bay. So, I mean, as obviously, kita naman, miss, kung ano yung ginagawa nila eh. So,
alright.
If anything, if I were to make a prediction, kung magkakaroon pa sila ng draw ngayon na pwede kang madraw if you're in the GTA, kung, let's say ayaw mo talagang umalis, gusto mo talaga doon, malamang ang pag-asa mo talaga is an express entry draw. Either skilled trades or human capital priorities. Your score better be really high. That's one. Your score better be really high na makikita nila yung advantage by, sending you an invitation, or you should be in the skilled trades.
All right. Oh, ayan guys. At least, those are some tips. But again, depende po yan sa inyong kaso, specific circumstances. Yeah, okay. Yun lang naman, Dayanara. Thank you so much, as always, for your time.
And hello po kay Ma'am Luz. Hopefully magkita po tayo.
Inaanap po natin, no?
Di pa po namin doon po ba yun sa miss, yung mismong Niagara, like the ride?
Oo, yung mababasa ka, dadaan kayo sa may falls.
Okay, kasi hindi pa namin nagagawa ng asawa ko yan.
Ayan.
Mag-6 na taon na kami sa Canada, hindi pa namin nagagawa yung
Ako
yung ride
first
na yan.
time namin, nakailan na kaming Niagara trips. First time namin sumakay doon sa boat ride.
And
it's fun. You will meet her. She is right by the entrance. Yan,
sana makilala niya ako. Yan. And pag may ilan sa inyo na nakikita, kasi minsan mapapansin mo yun, parang pagka nakikita niyo po ako dito sa around London area, yan sa United, o sa Super King, o saan po ba kayo madala? Sa Masonville Mall. Po kayong mangingiming sabihan ako, oy, ikaw pala yan, anong ginagawa mo dito?
Bakit nga mag-consult sila sa'yo?
Bakit hindi ka ay, opo, I have done consultations in parks. Usually, kunyari yung dadaling ko yung anak ko sa park, tapos may Filipino tayo doon, ma'am, kamusta ka na? Ganyan, magtatanong, ganyan. So, walang problema, tanungin nyo lang po ako. Pero kung, sasabihan ko naman kayo kung, ay, medyo mahirap kasi wala akong dalang laptop, baka kailangan mag-computer
saan ka ba nagpa-park? Saan mo ba pinapasali yung anak mo? Huwag naman nagsabihin. Let's leave it
dito to po around London area. Ayan, dito lang kami ng aking anak. Ganyan. So, usually naka-shades lang naman ako, nakapusod, ganyan, pero baka hindi ko makikilala. Pero kung makikilala niyo po ako, makikita niyo po, o kaya suspicion niyo ako. Pag suspicion niyo na ako yan, tanungin niyo lang po ako.
Tsempohan niyo na, dahil tayo puno lagi ang booking ni Dayanara, di ba?
Opo, kung willing po kayong magpa-consult sa akin habang hinahabol natin yung anak ko kasi tumatakbo na siya ngayon. So, kadalasan yan, hinahabol ko siya. So, kung willing kayong sabayan akong habulin siya, go, you can ask away.
Ayan. Sige, marami mag-aabang na sa'yo. Okay, thank you so much, Dayanara, as always. Ayun na guys, throughout the episode, nagko-crawl po dun sa baba ang kanyang contact, yung email niya kanina, no? So, email nyo na lang siya if you have more questions. For now, we'll leave or end this episode here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!
Bye!